Hello YouTube world, Mac Daddy 1911A1 here with the Shade Tree Survivalist. I just finished a couple of videos from AllAmerican, my brother. He put up some new videos, and one of them he drew was a V-22 Osprey. The V-22 is a aircraft that can go both fly like an airplane, a transport plane, as well as a helicopter. It's got dual, it's got a wing and it has dual engines that can rotate up or rotate down. In straight on flight, there can be down. It can be running about 320, 350 miles an hour, and straight up it can hover. It can land like a helicopter and so forth. And on that video, I'd described where I had hauled an engine and a propeller, a prop, for the Blue Angels C-130 support aircraft, Fat Albert. And I'd also had described how the stand that the propeller was on broke, and the tip of one of the blades hit the deck and damaged the tip. And back then, you didn't have camera phones. God, this must have been 2002, 2003. Had to be about 2003, I think. I was driving for another guy. The first truck I bought, which was a Freightliner FLD 120, and I went in there and I said, I'm going to find those damn photographs. I could only find two of them, and it's close-ups on the, and this is one of the little disposable cameras that actually had film in it. Was not digital at that time. Didn't have a camera phone at that time. I think at that time I had a little Nokia. First time it was still called Singular Cell Service, and then it became AT&T later on, but at the time it was Singular, and it didn't have a camera. So I'm using a little accident camera that's provided in a little kit. So if something happens, you have an accident or some damage to a product or whatever, you can take photographs, you can fill out a report, blah, blah, blah. I thought about doing this on the GoPro, but it would take 1,000,000 years to edit it and upload it and all that because it's such a huge file. So I'm just going to do it on this crappy little computer's camera. But this is the stand. And what you're wanting to see in the flash didn't catch it, but there's a crack right above the weld all the way around on it. Okay, and the prop is up here. Any of you guys in aviation ordnance in any way, shape, or form, or aviation in any way, shape, or form who've dealt with props of any kind, you can see now that's the tip of the blade. And like I said, if the photos, I thought I took a couple of distance shots so you could see what it all looked like, but this is when I had my Freightliner and the step deck before I got my Mac. And just for craps and giggles, I found another one, the same truck trailer. That's a Marine Corps LAV-25 armored personnel carrier. The gun barrel has been removed for transportation and so forth. But that's LAV-25 and some fuel tanks, fuel bladders that they use to move these vehicles around in combat and so forth. Those will be on, those bladders here and up here would be on a truck, and they would move, they'd stay in close proximity to the fighting vehicle so they could come back, fuel up, and head back out to battle. I've hauled a lot of military vehicles and equipment. Nothing, my truck did not have a power, either one of them, to pull an M1 Abrams, which is 70 tons empty weight. I never got to haul those. I never got to haul a Bradley, but as you saw, I haul a LAV-25. I hauled the hull, just the hull, of the M88 tank retriever / engineering vehicle, the same one that so famously pulled the statue of Saddam Hussein down. I want to say that was in Baghdad. It had the big cables and all hooked to his head of the statue and pulled it down, and then people ran over there beating it. It's a wonder they didn't get killed. I mean, they hated that man so much they were beating him with their shoes, which is a real huge insult in the Middle East. But you know, you go to a military base, you can't just go snapping pictures. But I took these photographs because I figured my ass is grass. When they see the damage to this, they're going to eat me alive. Turned out that that stand that the prop was on was not proper. It was not heavy enough for a C-130 propeller. And we're talking old school propellers, not the new ones off the J model. I think is what that aircraft is, or whatever the designation for the latest generation new C-130 is. But those are new. The new ones are called paddles. I mean, they're not really even props or paddles. Them suckers super efficient. But anywho, this is one of the old style blades that was on this stand. I picked it up at New River Air Station, and when I was there, I witnessed V-22 Ospreys taxi out away from the hangars and so forth into the taxiway, and then they go doing their takeoff rolling. As they're rolling, they're going from the vertical to the horizontal, and I mean picking up speed, and then just lift right off. Or maybe it was from the horizontal to the vertical, so they could rise faster. I don't remember how it went. It's been a long time. I done trucked over 1,000,000 miles since those days. But you're on a military base, you cannot just go and snap pictures. You cannot. From outside the fence, that's one thing. Inside the fence, that is a no, 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 no. And then when I did get a camera phone and later a smartphone, they would they always tell you can't have cell phones. I always told them, okay, I got a cell phone, it's got a camera, blah, blah, blah. It is in the truck. Okay. But yeah, it was one of the most interesting loads. This is at a rest area, and you can see over here a truck parked there. That's at a rest area just outside of Pensacola, somewhere between Tallahassee and Pensacola. I don't remember. But I called the Navy's point of contact on the bill of lading, the GBL. They have a point of contact who you need to talk to if there's an issue. And I called them and told them what the deal was. And I said, the stand is cracked. The weld is, you need to get somebody out here and decide whether it's safe to proceed. The guy came out and he looked at, that's the wrong damn stand for that particular prop. It's just not the right size. I have no idea. He didn't specify what aircraft that or engine type that would be for. But I just thought that was very interesting, but scared the hell out of me because I thought, I'm going to lose this damn thing. He said, no, it's fine. It'll ride the way you've got it chained down and tied down with your straps, because I had straps crisscrossing it this way and crisscrossing it that way because it would turn. It would spin. If it moved, it was going to hit the deck. Well, when that weld broke, it tilted just a little bitty bit, and it touched the deck. And the very edge of the deck steel, not wooden, and it damaged that tip. And he said they'd have to regrind it that's the reason it was sent up there to start with. There was a bird strike or something of that nature, and the blade was out of balance, so they re-bent it or whatever, and then they ground it or whatever. I'm not sure. I mean, they didn't go into any specific details, but the camera, I mean, back then you couldn't do the focus and all that, and you cannot, it didn't have a screen, so I'm just snapping pictures. But that's the tip of the blade right there, that's shiny, and it's fuzzy as crap. You can't tell, but it nicked that blade. And he said that little bit would throw it out of balance to the point it would vibrate so bad that the engine would fly off. I mean, it would just tear it up, and it was a turbine engine. The engine, I had it, I mean... I used every damn bungee cord I had and a bunch of 2-inch straps and chains because it's sitting on its own dolly. That's sitting on the deck. You chain it down so it cannot go forward, backwards, side to side, up and down, nothing. It cannot move. And then you put the tarp around it and you wrap it like a Christmas present. And not an easy rectangular or square Christmas present, but one that's sort of round and sort of square and oblong and just a big freaking motor. But it was a very interesting pickup where I picked it up at New River Air Station, and that's what my mind says it was. But like I said, it's been like 2002 or 3 or maybe 4. I don't remember. It was before I got the Mac. I know that. So it's been a long, long time ago. But I got to see those V-22 Ospreys. I got to see the old Sea Knights because they were still in service. And I was talking to those guys, and I'm like, I saw those in videos and documentaries during the Vietnam War. How old are these aircraft? And he said most of these aircraft were built in 1970 through 73. And I'm like, you are kidding. I said, y'all didn't get anything when Reagan was in office. He said the U.S. Marine Corps passed on the Black Hawk because it was the same capacity with just a little bit more range and power, but it was not much more capacity than the UH-1 Huey. So they passed on it because of the V-22 technology. They knew it was coming down the pike. If they could only prove the technology, you know, to make it work, because transitioning from helicopter mode to straight out flying or vice versa is very difficult. It takes a lot of computer power. In the early 2000s, somewhere in the neighborhood of when these photos were taken, they had several crashes and a lot of people were killed. You know, there was problems with the computers, or the training was not where it needed to be, and they had a lot of accidents and a lot of people were killed. But once they were proven, the V-22 Osprey can go higher and faster than a helicopter. It's not dependent so much on the blades as it is its wings and combination of blades when it's flying straight out. But just some of the, you know, that's the thing about trucking. A lot of people, well, that's so boring. And there are many, many, many hours where it is boring. And there are other hours where it is terrifying. There are hours where it's a joy, where you get to see parts of the country and other countries like Canada that you've seen on TV. And now you're getting to see it in real life, and you can stop and check it out. The different people you meet, but the awesome different kinds of loads. And that's the reason I hauled flatbed and step deck and double drop and RG in all those years, because they were interesting loads and were not boring like damn plywood or bottled water or something. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, it's like I had the opportunity to haul bottled water after Katrina, but I also had the opportunity to haul building materials, and that's what I did, because they said the guys doing the bottled water and stuff, you would get down there to the staging area and you'd be stuck waiting for them to take that load and do whatever with it. It was just a cluster screw all the way around. It was a messed up deal. But yeah, I got to watch the Blue Angels. Once I got to Pensacola, got it to the Blue Angels hangar, all their aircraft are laid out there, and they come out in their flight uniforms, their 4.5 cap, and their briefcase. I guess they had their maps or whatever. I don't know what, but they carried their briefcase to the aircraft. After they pre-flight and all, they crawled up into the aircraft. The crew chief handed them their briefcase. They put on their, you know, did all the things they had to do, hook up to their ejection seat and blah, blah, blah. I didn't see Fat Albert there, so I don't know where it was at, but the engine was fine. It didn't hurt the engine a bit in the world. It was absolutely good, and they were super nice folks, absolutely respectful. Yes sir, no sir, and all that. And I was like, dude, you ain't got to call me sir. I work for a living, same as you do. But that's how they're taught. And anyone that thinks otherwise is a damn fool. Just the U.S. military are freaking awesome. My brother Brad, AllAmerican, he was aboard USS in Saratoga. And when she was decommissioned, they sent him to a school, and then he went from there to Yokosuka, Japan, where he was stationed on USS Independence. And then our baby brother, the Poo Guru, Andy, he was on board USS Enterprise. So, got 2 family members who served in the U.S. military and the U.S. Navy, and Mac Daddy 1911A1 supported the U.S. military because they wouldn't allow me in even after 9/11. They would not allow me to go in without a high school diploma, and I had to work. So I ended up getting my own truck, and I think at this particular time the truck was not mine yet. Let me go get another couple pictures quickly. Okay, I went inside. My brother, Poo Guru, he's got his own little channel here. The day he graduated from boot camp, I went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where they held the graduation ceremony inside of some big damn um, arena of some kind. I don't know if basketball or what, but it's huge. And I mean, there were thousands of people there. And all I have is a disposable camera and it's crappy pictures. I would have brought some of them out, but you can't tell what you're looking at. It's that bad. But anyway, that same day, I took off and went to Indiana. Picked up these vans and this bad butt F-150 that someone had all kinds of fancy damn crap done to it. I think that's Elkhart, Indiana. There's a conversion shop there. I don't remember the name of it. Oh, well, there's the only decent photograph, just about it. I was parked downtown Milwaukee at that arena. I guess that's it across the street. But you can see the green of the cab. I went by God to see my baby brother graduate. Thank you very much. I wish I could have done so when Bad Brad, old Brad AllAmerican, graduated, but I was working at a funeral home at the time or something. That was one of the van on the front. But yeah, that one was when I was in downtown Milwaukee. That was the only decent photograph. I had another one, and I cannot find it, where him and a girl he was in in boot camp with both came out. They were in their uniforms and all, and he wound up marrying that girl. And anyway, that's his business, not mine. But yeah, our family served, and I've served in the best I could. I mean, they would not allow me in there. But I'm going to tell y'all, when I had a military load, I spoke to the senior NCO, that's non-commissioned officer. And I said, when do you want it there? And he said, when you can legally get it there. I said, that ain't what I asked. When do you want it there? They said, in the morning it'd be good. I said, it'll be there. He said, you got the hours for that? I said, it'll be there. It's war, baby. And I don't give a damn about the rules when it comes to supporting the men and women in uniform trying to do their best to defend our country. I just threw that damn logbook in the sleeper, grabbed me another damn gear. We was Cadillacing, baby. Just as hard as that thing would go. All right, Mr. Bug, get out of my damn coffee. I know it's protein, but I didn't want no damn protein at this time. Just caffeine, a little bit of sugar, and some half and half. Come on. All right, I didn't think, didn't know this was going to be an 18-minute video, but yeah, I've hauled gear in the rear for a long, long time, so I reckon I'm a rear echelon mother flipper. Not really. I mean, I kept the rear echelon mother flippers doing their jobs so that they keep the war fighters doing their jobs, and that's doing the thump. I'll tell y'all something else I hauled over the years, and that was a couple of Toyota pickup trucks that were used by Army Special Forces. Now, this is way back when the war first started. But I took them to Anniston, Alabama, and I don't know what they were going to do to them, which I do, and I'm not going to tell you. But these damn things look like junk. Flat tires, beat all of hell, just look like garbage. And he said, yeah, but they can blend in as a technical before the bad guys know who they are, and they can bust a cap in that ass. And they were going to do some serious modifications to these damn old Toyotas, but that was one of the interesting loads. I got to go to Anniston quite a few times delivering and picking up stuff, and of course Fort Gordon over here in Georgia, Fort Benning, Fort Stewart. I went to Valdosta one time, and that's where I got to see my very first real deal, no crap, K9. That's what they call them in police. I'm not sure what they call them in the U.S. Air Force, but this dude was serious. And so we got to inspect the truck, and I was like, you won't get no argument from me, sir. You have at it. Enjoy. And dog got up on steps, sniffed around, checked every single little nook and cranny all the way around that truck, and they came back. You clean bill of health, go on, do your thing. I don't remember to this day what it was. I was either A, delivering, or B, picking up. But I remember that damn gum canine. Hey, it was a serious looking airman. Because they called canines police officers, so I figured what the hell, we'll call it an airman also, because that's what everyone is considered the basic, you know, like a soldier is in the Army, a Marine is a Marine, a sailor is a sailor, and so an airman is an airman. I've hauled everything from a damn concession stand, a U.S. military concession stand, to empty fuel tanks, all kinds of cargo. I have no idea what the hell it was. It was in a container, and therefore ain't none of my business what's in that thing, as long as it's not hazmat, because we had some guys that did the hazmat thing, but it didn't pay any damn more. It paid the company more, it didn't pay us anymore, so I stick that hazmat in your butt. Humvees out to yin yang. I've hauled armored Humvees, regular Humvees, those mine-resistant vehicles. Now, I never hauled a Buffalo. It was too big and heavy for what I was able to do, but hauled a Hammett, 10-ton prime mover that a Hammett had to push onto my trailer right before the invasion of Iraq because the damn thing wouldn't start. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. He said, when that thing gets on that ro-ro ship, and that's roll on, roll off. He said, once it's on there, they're going to check every single vehicle. They're going to change the oil, do whatever they need to do, new batteries, everything. So when that thing is ready for deployment, it'll be ready to go. Because, I mean, it wouldn't even take a week for that thing to cross the Atlantic and down into the Mediterranean. But that's when the 101st Airborne was told by Turkey, no, you can't come through here, baby. We ain't getting involved in this mess. So there you go, a NATO ally saying no. I would have cut off all support for them son bitches and let them all starve to death. Ain't y'all glad I ain't the president? But yeah, that truck, I mean, when I got to where I was going, and I want to say it was Charleston, but it may have been Savannah. I think it was Charleston. They hooked another Hammett to it and just drug that sucker off. Brakes locked down, the whole works. Damn, y'all crazy. The most beautiful woman I ever saw in my entire life was an MP. And I want to say this was Savannah. I had one Humvee that I was delivering. And, oh man, she was just beautiful woman. And carrying an an M16, and I'm like, M4 carbine, I'm like, damn, good looking girl like that in camouflage with a rifle. I almost asked her to marry me. I think I was actually married at the time, so I couldn't do that, but damn. Anywho, enough of that crap. Trucking it can be a lot of fun. It's like I went to, in 96, my first year trucking, one of my first solo loads, I picked up a load of pipe. It was 3 or 4 stops, and the last one was Cape Canaveral to the assembly building for the space shuttle. So Cape Kennedy, Cape Canaveral, whichever one it was, wherever the assembly building is. And then I got to see the space shuttle, and man, the guy offered me to, because we were waiting on some folks from Lockheed to decide what to do with the damn pipe. And it took a little bit, but he offered to let me walk up them. Oh, no. I don't know. I was just... Let me tell y'all something from ground level. When you're standing there looking at the space shuttle and the boosters and which I'm not sure, I cannot remember. Seems like it was assembled, but that was another one of those occasions. You know, I didn't have a camera. This is 96. I mean, it cost you 33 cents a freaking minute for a freaking bag phone. Not a handheld cell phone, but a bag phone. You put on the dash, you plug it into the cigarette lighter, and you extend an antenna out hanging on the outside of the truck or whatever, and you actually had a cord for the handset that you talked on. But yeah, some interesting loads over the years, ladies and gentlemen. But anywho, Thank you very much for watching. I know I've been long-winded, half a damn hour. But yeah, trucking is, it can be a big damn adventure. It can be boring as hell, but it can be a big freaking adventure. And that is why I chose flatbedding. It's just a lot more interesting. Anywho, thank you. Y'all take care.